Hello, Lori dear. We are ready and roaring to go today. We would like to say we are literally roaring as we have some friends with us today that are from the energy of Lyra. We say the energy of Lyra because all of us here on this side are more or less energy beings, and we have some energy with us today that is a special energy, some friends of ours that have come forth from Lyra. And their energy is a little bit different than the majority of our energy, specifically because they are coming together as a group, as a collective. And so their energy is matching our energy in a equal state, we would say, in equality. However, it's adding some interesting spice to our energy today. So we would like to give the floor, as we can say, to our friends from Lyra. Hello, Lori dear and Lucas. This indeed is a group that is new to you, coming forth to you and your audience. We are from Lyra, and we would like to say that we are very thankful to be participating in this new adventure of yours. And we would say that this adventure is something that we are more than ready to participate in. We are roaring, as our friends have said. The majority of us that are coming forward today are indeed from what we would say the cat energy, your cat friends, larger cats perhaps than you're used to, that you may enjoy your home with, little kitties, as you might say. We are the big kitties, and we are very happy to be here. We have lots to say. We see that you on Mother Earth, all of you that we do indeed send love to, we see that you have the ability to bring forth much energy. However, we see some of this energy being of the low vibrancy, lower vibration. And what we mean is that it is easy at this time to nurture that which is from a lower vibration. And this vibration is mainly brought about from the aspect of duality, the vision or the perception of duality. And we would say that although duality is important on Mother Earth at this time, there does not need to be such an emphasis on that perception. That perception can have less of the center stage. It could go to side stage or backstage, might be a little bit easier for you that are ascending on Mother Earth right now if you can allow the lower vibrations that are mainly conducted through a duality to take less of center stage. We think that how one does this is not by trying to understand another's perspective that you may not hold at this time, but to open your heart to just think of the idea, the very idea that another could have another perception. That is the key to unlock the door to widen your perception. It is not that you have to completely empathize with another. It is that you have to acknowledge that there is indeed another perception. When you just acknowledge that indeed there is another perception that may have some value to Mother Earth at this time, may have some value to perhaps even yourselves, this very small thought of there may be some value in another being's perception that is very different than mine will open the door, we would say even possibly the floodgates, to a wider heart space that will allow you to be enveloped in a higher frequency of love and light. So that is the first thing we have to say. The second thing we have to say is in regards to the way that you all are participating in this game of duality. We want to emphasize that you all are participating in it, and we want to reduce the amount of shame or guilt around that idea, Because to be under the veil is to be in the world, in the perception, in the space of duality. And there is nothing to be ashamed about in regards to this truth of the reality that you are living in. There is an inherent duality. We don't want you to feel shame or guilt about this. We want you to understand that you are indeed in a place of duality. However, as we have just stated, you can allow that duality to take less of center stage, to be perhaps backstage. And how you do that is by embracing the outlook, the perception, the thoughts, the viewpoint of another that you may not, until this very moment, have thought that it was even possible for you to embrace the thought of. So what we're trying to say is there is a lot of energy being put forth on Mother Earth right now to separate, to divide. And although duality is very purposeful and needed for Mother Earth, the heightened state of duality is what we would say as being way over the top, of being way more that is necessary. This duality has become we say heightened, extremely heightened duality has become an epidemic, we would say, on Mother Earth at this time. And so that there are energies that are actively trying to divide humanity into two parts. Now, these two parts vary in whatever culture you're in around the world. So it's not this or that around the whole world. It's this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. All different ways of being are being separated around the world. And this division is purposeful so that you, as the group that we will call humanity at this time, and more specifically those that are awakening in this collective, the awakening collective, is being divided and put against each other in a way so that you can look at each other with a attitude or a perception of the other being less than maybe you are, or maybe they're more than you are, or they're this or they're that. And we would like to say, simply opening up your heart space. And how you do that, once again, is just by acknowledging we live in duality, and also acknowledging that there may be something of value in another's perception, even though a few minutes before that may have been unthinkable. It is amazing what happens when you put two people in a room and they are from very different cultures, very different perceptions. And they come together and they're in a space. Even being in that space for 20 minutes in silence, their energy together will affect each other. And all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, to them, they may have a lot of empathy for each other by just being in silence in a room together. Their energy, which they may be or may be aware of, is working with each other, is understanding each other in ways that the conscious mind may not understand. So 20 minutes in a room with a stranger in silence can completely change both people, both of them, because if they are in a place where they are allowing their energy to integrate with the others, they will find that they will change, because simply they are put in a place with another's energy that is different than themselves, and that will automatically allow them to perceive differently. And we, from this side of things, would say that that is always a good thing, for we can lock ourselves into a form of perception that will always become less than if it's locked into place. We are looking at humanity right now, at Mother Earth, and the many people that are on Mother Earth. And we would say that each of the individuals on Mother Earth right now, if you can imagine having their individual perception, and if you can imagine that they have little boxes around themselves energetically, and they're trying to keep that energy, you can imagine how that is and how that would not be something positive, right? That would not be something that would be wanted. It's easy to see that when you can imagine that and you can imagine someone else doing that. But I want to say that everybody on Mother Earth, to some degree, has this little box around them. You could say a little bubble, a little box. Now, those that are awakening and on the path of awakening, their bubble or box will be a little bit less, will be more permeable, okay? So they'll be able to move that form around them a little bit easier, okay? There are always moments for every human being where their bubble, their box will become a little more rigid. There might be something that happens, something that triggers their energetic bodies, and they may become more rigid. And this may not be for some sort of bad reason or negative reason. It may be something that's necessary. However, we would say that maybe this rigidness needs to be there for a particular moment, but that rigidness does need to loosen, to unfold, to change at some point, hopefully within a small period of time, so that the body can become fluid and allow others' perceptions to enter and to leave, and enter and leave. The human body is built in such a way that sovereignty is possible. So it's not that you're just letting in someone else's energy and that energy just becomes you. That's not what happens. Under the best of circumstances, another being's energy will come into your energy field, and you will share some energy, and you can learn some things from each other, and then that energy will go. Now, we say the best of circumstances because when you're able to do that, you're able to learn and perceive things that you were not able to do so just a moment before you were in that circumstance. We would say from our side of things, this is what we do with each other all the time. We are a body of unembodied energies, and we come together as a collective because we want to, we desire to, because it is this ability to embrace each other's perception, to kind of feel it out, to learn from it, and then allow it to go. We do not overcome each other. We do not possess each other. We allow other energies to come into our field. We allow that dance to happen with another, and then we allow that energy to leave. And in this process, we are better able to allow ourselves to learn, to grow, and to ascend. And this is what we are sharing with you now, here as this collective from Lyra. We are saying that this is the dance, the magic dance that we do with each other. And we are hoping you all on the surface of Mother Earth at this time can begin to embrace that dance. Now, we would say that there is a much duality, much heightened duality right now on Mother Earth. And there is almost we would say, a righteousness or a belief that the more one is set in their beliefs, the better in some ways. Now, this is not everybody, but this is a lot right now on Mother Earth, where they see the duality, but they somehow think they're more righteous for their beliefs than the other, and vice versa. It's on both sides of whatever this is, the duality, these two energies. It doesn't matter where they are on Mother Earth. There is this sense that the duality is serving them, and it's heightening their frequency, and it's making them better. And we would like to say that that is not the case. We would like to say that it's never a good thing when duality is so heightened and you're so stratified. We see that right now on Mother Earth, it is important that we try to embrace each other's energy. And we are not talking about their energy or their thoughts or their perception taking over our own, but just Leave a door, a window, a moment open where you can think about the idea that maybe this other person has something that's of value to share with you at this time. This slight change of thought, of energy, of heart center will make a world of difference. This heightened duality that is on Mother Earth right now is, we would say, the biggest hurdle that you have as the awakened collective to overcome. There's almost a sense of virtue that is attached to this heightened duality at this time, and it is an illusion. It is almost like a dirty trick that's being played on humanity when one thinks of themselves of having a more spiritual or a more intellectual or a more emotional, higher stance than another. We can see from our perspective that when two humans, we would say, that are now on Mother Earth at this time, and we would say within the awakened collective, if we just take two from anywhere around the world and we put them in a room, we would say that it is this duality, this heightened duality, will play a large part in how those two will respond to each other. Because there will be almost a looking for who's higher, who's better, who's more advanced, who's in the higher frequency. And we would say, please do not have shame and guilt about this. It is the energy of the planet right now. And there are energies that are trying to promote this duality that's heightened. We would say, do not shame or guilt yourselves. Understand this is where you are at. This is the time you're at. But try to just give one thought that says, maybe this person might have something for me. Just maybe. Open that door just slightly. Open the window for some fresh air, just a little bit. You will not be overcome with all of their thoughts, with all of their perception. From a soul level, from a, what you could say, if you could see all your ethereal bodies, and if you could be completely, let's say, clairvoyant, and you could see under the veil, or to you there would be no veil. As for us, when we're seeing Mother Earth at this time, we are not looking, we don't have a veil. We can see what's happening energetically. And we are not looking at you all and judging you in some way that is horrific or embarrassing for you. We see you all as amazing. We would say, we would use the word soldiers. We see you as valiant. We see the valor in what you're doing. We see you as doing the grunt work that needs to be done for the ascension. And it's not easy. We do not see you and think, oh, those poor little things. And we don't have pity on you. We don't see you as small little insects or ants that have no significance. And we know insects and ants do have significance. We're just trying to give you a vision of here, that a metaphor here that would help you understand that we see you as valiant. We see you as continually exceeding our expectations. And we just offer you one small seed, is that when you're tempted to stay in that heightened, rigid duality, to simply open a small window and let some fresh air of another's perception in. And you don't even have to know what that perception is. Just have an openness to the idea that they may have something to teach you. They may have some value that you could listen to, you could grow from, it could be helpful to you somehow. We have come today to enjoy this energy that is here between Lori dear and Lucas and all of her guides and all of you here in this audience. We dearly enjoy this energy, and we dearly enjoy the opportunity to participate in something that is helpful to humanity at this time. And we hope these words and this energy that we have brought forth has been helpful to you. We send you great love. We are the Lyran Collective, and we send you joy, love, peace, and just a little bit of openness. A little bit of openness. Let the fresh air in.